Good morning, guys. Steve here, V2 Racing Channel. Hey, just wanted to talk about a few things that are on my mind this morning. As far as any progress on any of the projects, it's a hurry up and wait situation. So waiting on the flywheels from Dark Horse. Still waiting on a top end kit from Hammer Performance. Really, the only thing I can do at this point, I got the bike all cleaned up, cleaned all the grease and grime and old street crud off of it from all the years of street service it had, since that was the first time the engine was ever off the bike. I need to wash, scrub down and power wash the cases. I need to press new bearings in. I have everything to do all that, but I just don't want them sitting around getting dirty again. I want to go ahead and clean that stuff right before I assemble it. Will leave them chickens alone. So, it's really kind of sitting at a standstill. I could wire the bike without the engine, but that's not a good idea. I'd rather have the engine in it. The wiring only take me maybe an evening or two to get all that done. It's not too bad. Just waiting on parts. I haven't made up my mind yet. There's a possibility that over the winter I may take this rubber mounted 07 and I may pull the whole bike down and use that new 85 lightweight frame I got that I showed you all in the last video to just build another solid mount bike and use all the best parts that I got on that 07 and move it over to a solid mount frame so I have a cassette style transmission and good parts there. Again, I don't know. Here shortly I'm going to have a bulletproof rubber mount bottom end with them flywheels, so I don't know. I don't really want to get into acquiring rubber mount parts to continue on with that, but continue on with it past what I've already got. I don't want to really start collecting spare rubber mounted stuff. I suppose it ain't that big of a deal, but there is a weight factor. You guys can see I'm burning off a bunch of boxes again. I got me a new Blackstone grill for the motorhome. So those of you who don't know, I like to cook. So while we're at the races, I like to cook dinner, breakfast, stuff like that. Excuse me, supper and breakfast. And so I just unboxed that this morning and some other stuff, cases I got in, set of 01 cases, had boxes and boxes, lots of boxes for all the parts have been coming in. I want to talk about sportsmanship and being humble. A lot of this information that I pass along on this channel, and I'm learning this stuff as I go, okay? And I get my information from very, I don't want to say reliable, well, reliable, but knowledgeable, experienced sources, one of which being a man named Joe Perry. Been in the game a long time, really good at what he does. He has a really fast bike, Sportster. So I'm lucky enough to have befriended Joe and spent a lot of time with him at the races, and he's very helpful, shares a lot of information, doesn't really have any secrets because, at the end of the day, you still have to ride the bike. So you can build one just like what he has, but you got to be able to ride it like he does. So, but he has a lot of good a lot of good advice, a lot of good information. These are the people that I try to learn from, the ones that have been in it a long time and know. So with that being said, 100%, if you want to get started in Harley drag racing, the only thing you need is a safe, reliable motorcycle and a helmet and boots and gloves and a jacket, okay? So I don't want you guys to misunderstand that I'm saying that you got to have all this stuff to go racing. You don't. You can race a pure stock motorcycle and have a good time. But I don't know about the rest of y'all, but myself, the more you do it, the more you want, and then you want to go faster. And these are the pieces of information I'm trying to share when I suggest that you don't run a rubber mountain bike. And there's reasons why, because they are definitely harder to work on, more difficult to work on, because they don't have a cassette style transmission. Let's say you have a transmission issue, you have to take the engine off the bike and tear it completely down and split the cases, okay, just to access the transmission. Now on my OG, I had to worked on the transmission quite a bit when we first got started. Didn't touch the top end. All I had to do was pull the the primary cover and pull the transmission out, and the rest of the bike stayed intact. So that's an advantage, okay, especially if you have to fix it at a race. If you've traveled multiple hours to get to a race and your transmission, you bend a shift fork or knock a gear off or something, okay, you're not going to fix a rubber mounted bike at the track. If you do, it's going to be a lot more work involved. I don't care for the fact that the engine's rubber mounted either. I don't care what anybody says. There's stabilizer brackets on them, but I guarantee you that engine moves around in that rubber. That's something I don't like about them. But what I'm gearing towards is the guy that wants to get started. Take your stock Sportster, Dyna, Softail, whatever it is you got. Go to the track, put some laps on, learn a tree, learn the game, have some fun. When you want to start going faster, these tips, this information that I've given out, and I will continue to do so. These are tips that are geared towards a guy that wants to modify his bike and go a little faster. Okay, so the 91 and 99 stuff is good stuff. Okay, these are good engines. They'll take a certain amount of power before things start happening, before they start breaking. So therein why I suggested, you want to go to 2000 to 2003 cases, because they are the best parts that Harley offered up until that point. Stronger stuff, better stuff, more updated stuff. The 2000 to 03s have better top end oiling. They have a lot better flywheels, and I explained again, taper fit crank pin versus a pressed in crank pin. This is reasons why I suggested these things, okay? You don't need two steps, shift lights, all this other shit. You can use your tack. You can shift by ear. It doesn't really matter, You can do these things with a completely stock bike and you can have a ball. And honestly, if that's all it takes for you to have a good time, hats off to you, okay? All these years of racing, I still would have a great time competing in a bracket race with a completely stock bike. So if you go rounds, you're gonna have a good time, and you don't need a fast bike to go rounds and have a good time. So let's just clear that up. You don't need any of this shit I'm talking about, okay? You really don't. But if you want to go faster, I'm trying to guide y'all in the right direction, okay? Another thing, I am 54 years old. I'm an engineer. I've worked really hard all my life and scraped and fought and scrounged for everything I've got. I finally, at this age, gotten myself into a fairly decent situation where I can afford a few things. So being humble and respectful and being a sportsman above all, okay? You go out, you lose a race, you be respectful, you be humble, and don't throw your helmet, throw a temper tantrum, act like an ass, okay? Learn from your mistakes, be a student, study, and keep it moving, okay? And always be respectful to others, especially the other racers, okay? Because not all of them, but most of them will help you and teach you and guide you and give you good advice, okay? So these are just a few things I wanted to talk about, guys. I hope you like the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. We're really moving forward, trying to, once I get a new laptop, I know I've been saying this for months, but once I get a new laptop, we'll be able to edit and do a lot better job bringing you guys these videos. And I hope you all join and subscribe and come along and enjoy the journey. Things that I'm trying to accomplish personally with this bike that, you know, well, it was a turbocharged, fuel-injected 07 rubber-mounted Sportster. Okay, so now it's going to be a carbureted 07 rubber-mounted nitrous Sportster. Okay, and the number one reason why I did all that stuff, I don't possess the skills and the knowledge to fool with the fuel injection. It's not really anything that ever interested me. My turbo experience is pretty slim, and it was a blow-through mechanical injection, okay? I had one set up like that. I had a draw-through carburetor set up with an S&S carburetor on an inline 4 Kawasaki. So my turbo experience, I understand how they work. I know what they need and everything, but this modern tuning, mapping, all this other, I don't think it's my thing. I like the nitrous bikes. They're simple. There's a lot more work involved, believe it or not, in a nitrous bike than there is a turbo bike. A turbo bike, you just, as long as you build it right and get it set up, you're just messing with your tuning and keep going. Nitrous bikes, on the other hand, changing bottles, checking pressures, jetting, controller, progressive controller changes, you know, it's a lot more work, but I'm also well versed at it, and I've done it for years. So that's why I'm changing this bike over to this situation, so I can do what I know how to do rather. Again, even in my professional career and in my racing, one thing I always took a lot of pride in was being able to help others. I don't have no secrets, so I definitely enjoy helping people and teaching people. Even in my professional career, I love to train and teach, and I love to see people go on their own and do things, and it's satisfying to me to see people growing into their own and doing their thing. I really enjoy that. So that's my drive, that's my purpose here. I just want to see you all do well. So with that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great weekend, what's left of it, and thanks for watching.